welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here, a very, very warm welcome to you. My name's Emily and I am a knitter, crocheter and very occasional sewer. Today's episode is my usual podcast and I will be covering any updates that I may have, any finished objects, of which there are 2. I am very excited. I will also be covering anything that I've worked on in the last week, any cast-ons and any acquisitions that may have come in. So, first of all, how are you all? I hope that you're all doing well, that you've had an absolutely wonderful week so far. I have had a much less busy week, which is wonderful. I am so relieved about that, let me tell you. Much needed for sure. But yes, anywho, it has been less busy, but it's still, all over the place as it always is. Today's Wednesday, it's my usual recording day, and it's my flexi day. So I will do work in the morning, depending on how much work I have, depends on how much other time I have to do other stuff. I've done a fair amount of chores today. I've done a fair few, which is good. I'm also very tired. It is, what time is it? It is, it's only quarter to 2, and I'm really tired already. But yes, such a productive day, what can I say? Right, I'm going to have a quick sip of tea. I hope you've got a little beverage or something. Bear with me, hang on. My apologies if that was really loud. I have moved my mic. I have realised that the mic needs to be a little closer to me in order for the sound to be better. I have no idea what the sound is going to be like. I, like a fool, didn't do a test run, but we'll see. You can see it in the camera, but there's not, I'm trying my best to make my videos a little bit better. I am learning a lot of new stuff, which is great. And my partner, bless him, I think he would like to start a YouTube channel as well. Not one with like this where you can see me, or in his case him. He's not a big camera person, which is why I don't really like to put him out there, if that makes sense. I haven't really discussed it with him about coming on this channel though. I might see what he thinks, but it'll probably be a no. He's just not, he doesn't like being in front of the camera, but because he does model kitting, so he makes cars. I don't think I have anything. I don't. He puts the kits together and then he paints them amazingly, absolutely wonderfully. And I think he's been toying with the idea of actually doing his own YouTube channel where you're just watching him build the cars, paint the cars, all of that good stuff. Because he watches a lot of those YouTube channels. And I think it'd be really good for him personally, because it will help him kind of do more of it, I think. It definitely has made me do a lot more crafting, which is great. And yeah, he needs to do more because he doesn't do enough and he really enjoys it. So yeah, he might do a channel. It does mean, of course, that he is using all of my equipment. So my tripod was set up completely wrong this morning when I came to use it, which is not always fun. And I think we're both looking at investing in a camera, because at the minute I'm using my phone and then I mirror my screen onto my tablet, which is just to the right of it, which is fine. It works, it does the job. But it also means that I don't have anything to look at, and it just makes things, I don't know, it works. We'll see how we get on, but we might be looking at investing in a camera, which is very exciting. Anyway, enough of the technical stuff. Let's get stuck into the episode. The first port of call, as always, is the updates, and I do have a couple for you. The first update that I have for you, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to record it actually. I am quickly losing the light, it is that time of year. But the first update that I have for you is that I will be recording, touch wood hopefully, my January month-end wrap-up, because today is the last day of January, so I'm calling it as January done, and I can record the wrap-up video now. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got everything lined up to the left of me, so hopefully I can do that today, and that video will be ready for you to view around about 10 o'clock in the morning UK time on Saturday the 3rd of February. So touch wood, that will be there and it will be ready for you. If it's not there, then my apologies. Obviously something went wrong, but it should be there. Right, the next update that I have for you, it's more of a thank you. And yes, thank you very, very much to everyone who has voted in my recent poll. I am trying to learn more about YouTube. I'm also trying to utilize more that YouTube has to offer so that we can converse a bit more and we can be a bit more interactive with each other as a community, because our little community here is building, and I really want to just have that sort of, I don't know how many times I can say community, but that community feel between all of us, I think that's just wonderful. And I would really like your input on certain aspects of the channel. For example, as I said in the poll, I put out a number of options for extra videos that I would like to try and start recording in conjunction with my podcast and my month-end wrap-ups, because I would like to do more YouTubing. I don't know where I'm going to find the time, but I will definitely try something. So I put this poll out. I'm just going to get my notes because they are here. I put this poll out, and as of today, there were 42 votes, which I am blown away by. So thank you so much once again for voting in that poll. And there were 4 options of videos that I would like to do. I would like to do all of them, if I'm honest. So there might come a time where all of these videos are done at some point. But I just wanted to get a feel for what kind of content you would like to see from me. So I'll tell you how the voting went. 52% of you, as of today, have voted for more vlogs. So more vlogs like a day in the life of, or a craft day. So I had a feeling that would be quite strong because I really enjoy doing the vlogging, and I did hope it would be a strong contender because that is definitely something I really want to do. So I was really happy that 52% of you have voted for that. 31% of you have voted for out and about, so travelling and crafting. So that's exciting because it's not one of those things that I can do regular, because obviously I need to go somewhere in order to do an out and about video. So I'm happy to see that there are 31% of you that do want to see more of those videos. So I'm really pleased with that. So fantastic. As soon as I go somewhere, I'm going to actually try and get some footage of the build-up, the travelling, the crafting, all of the good stuff. So that's what I'm going to aim for the next time we go away somewhere. 10% of you voted for live, craft and chat. So this would be me going live, I don't know, for example, on a Saturday. Something is clicking. That's very interesting. My apologies, everyone. It's a good start to the video, isn't it? How do I explain this? Our new amp. It's amazing. It's really good. It was the amp that just came on and then decided to start blasting some Will Smith music. And that is because my partner can control it from his phone wherever he is. And to get my attention, he likes to turn music on in the house. So yeah, and it's usually Will Smith. I'm surprised it wasn't Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, to be honest. It usually is that, because he knows I love it. But yeah, so that's what just happened. My apologies for the interruption. He then decided to start playing the Godzilla music, which again is great, but I was like, I'm trying to film. Why are you doing this? And as you can see, the speaker is right here, so thank you very much. But yeah, that's just a little insight to the shenanigans that happens in this house. And I think he knows when I'm a bit stressed, he'll blast. Although it's moved, there was a speaker in my office, but it isn't in the office anymore. It's now downstairs in the kitchen. So he'll probably start doing it through the amp now. But he can also control the volume as well. So the volume was really low, and I could just see the volume going up as I was sitting here thinking, why? Why now? Bless him. I have told him to behave himself. So hopefully that's not going to happen again. But again, my apologies. The joys of, cohabiting, if you will. I don't know. Bless him. I love him very much. He is wonderful. Right, now back to what I was saying. I cannot remember what I was saying, but I know I was on the subject of thanking you all very much for the voting. I think I just got to the 10% of you asking for live craft and chats. So there would be live videos on the channel, like on a weekend or something, whenever I've got time, and I would let you know in advance when they are. And they're just the sort of videos that I can put out because they don't require editing, really, I don't think. So it would just require me sitting there, and then we can chat, you know, have a good conversation with each other. You can interact with myself and I can interact with you, and it would just be a nice little time. But it's just figuring out the right time to do them. I'm also very nervous to do a live by myself. I think I need a bit more practice first before I do one on my own. But yeah, so that was another option. And then the other, the final option was other, and 7% of you voted for that. And I did note on that line, let me know below in the comments what you would like to see if it's other. The majority of the other comments were actually asking for all of the above, so that's great because I would like to do all of the above at some point when I get time. But I also noticed there were some comments about a yarn stash tour, and also a show and tell of all the items that I've made so far. So there's been some really nice suggestions. Thank you all so much, and thank you all for voting as well, because it really helps me narrow down where I should focus first, because obviously it's all grand having all these great ideas and thinking of all these videos that I'd like to record, but unless I have an idea of what you'd like to see and, you know, be able to narrow it down a bit more, then it's kind of me overwhelming myself, if you will. So I'd rather bring it in bite-sized chunks, because then I can get used to how I'm going to film them and also get used to the filming of them. So that is that, and I am extremely grateful. Thank you all so much. And I loved those other ideas as well. The yarn stash tour, I probably have to do it in 2 parts, because part of it is downstairs and part of it is upstairs. It's chaotic, it's all over the place, so that might be a 2-parter, but I can do that as like a one-off extra bonus video, if you will. And the show of all items I've made so far, I have some thoughts for that. I could probably show, I think it was mentioned in the comments about maybe doing it as like a little mini series, which I love that idea so much, and I could probably do it in like one episode showing all my garments, for example. Oh, I haven't told you about this yet. Showing you all the garments, another episode showing you all my shawls, etc. I'm thinking about it. You've got my cogs turning, so thank you all so much. Keep the votes coming if you haven't already voted, and please comment on that post as well if there's any other videos you would like to see from me. All your feedback is greatly appreciated, because it just means I can give you content that you really want to see, rather than me just assuming you'd like to see something and ploughing ahead with it. But as I say, all the video mentions that I'd put in that poll are all videos I'd like to record anyway, so it's just getting an idea of what you'd prefer to see more, so I can get that going sooner. Right, now, quickly, what I'm wearing, this is the Dotty cardigan by All About Amy. It's one of my favourites. Hang on. There we are. I love it. It is an oversized boxy cardigan, really. And it's really cosy. It's so nice. And I did use 100% acrylic for this, and it's so nice. Beautiful. So pleased with this cardigan, and I've made 3, I think. One for myself, here it is, one for one of my friends, and one for my cousin, and I do have another one in the planning. Actually, I have another 2 in the planning, one for myself and one for another friend of mine. So yes, that is what I'm wearing. My apologies, I'm not very good with wearing my makes and then remembering to tell you what I'm wearing, so yes, there is that. And I'm just gonna have a drink. Oh, it's been a wild day. Okay, right. Now we are gonna get into, I'm just checking that I have covered everything in the updates. I have, so now we are into finished objects. So excited for this one, I'm so excited. Right, we are gonna start with something that you may have seen on my community posts that I made. I did make one showing what I was working on, and are you ready for this? I'm not ready for this, but I'm so happy it's done. I have finished, I think it's Guell, the Morelets tree frog. So here he is. Look at that face. Oh, it's just that. Why are we not focusing on the cute frog? Come on. This is interesting. Oh, it's locked. Hang on. There we go. Okay. We're going to work now. There we go. My apologies. My autofocus was locked. Didn't didn't know you could do that. So here he is, the beautiful little Morelets tree frog. He's just lovely. He's got a lovely little underbelly, and then he's got really, really long back legs, long front legs, but really long back legs. And yeah, he's just sort of really sweet. He's got a lot of folds in the legs. Let me show you the toes as well, because the toes are amazing. So there's the toes, really cute. And there's other toes. It's really hard to show him actually, but he's just lovely, and I really like him. He kind of, you can fold his legs. He's got many joints on his legs, and the front, I think he's only got one joint in the front, but oh, he's just lovely, and I'm really happy that he's done. He is for, I can tell you actually, because I will be seeing her this weekend, and this will be gifted on Saturday, so I doubt she will have seen this video if she watches my channel. I'm not sure she does. This is for my sister, and she's a very big lover of frogs, and I think she's going to absolutely love him. He's gorgeous, isn't he? He's so cute. Oh, I'd love to make myself one, but he was quite challenging, especially the colour changing on the legs. Excuse me, because it's quite a small circumference. So the colour changing was a little bit, it's not my favourite thing to do, but oh, he's so cute. Gosh, I can't get over how lovely he is. Right, okay, so that is finished object number 1, Guell, the Morelets tree frog, and he is a pattern by Toft. Oh, gorgeous. Right, you're going over there, mate. So yeah, he is going to be gifted on Saturday. I'm very excited to gift that to my sister. I think she's going to love him. Right, the final finished object that I have for you this week. I am so pleased to call this finished. I cannot tell you how pleased I am, but this is the wonderful Stephen West Mystery Knit Along of 2023 Geogradient. There we are. It's finished. Oh, I'm so happy. I can't tell you how happy I am that this is now finished. All I needed to do, all the knitting was done last year, I think. All I needed to do was sew in all the ends, which they're all sewed in now, so that's great. I think it's an absolutely brilliant pattern. I used Bird Street yarns for mine. I can't remember, it was the Sultry pack, but I can't remember the name of each of the individual colours. But here it is. And it's absolutely beautiful. See if I can, I'm trying not to knock the mic here, but can you see this bottom bit here was so much fun. I really enjoyed this bit. I forget what it was called, what the technique was called, but I really enjoyed doing that. Really, really good fun. And then this bit was really effective as well with all the slip stitching going on. Really fun, really lovely. I learned a lot and it was just great. And I did use mohair. I used a little bit of mohair, trying not to get it in my tea now. A little bit of mohair on that section there, with the paler purple or pink purple. I'm not sure, but yes, I am so pleased that that is done. Now you may have noticed I have not added tassels. I basically blocked it. I finished it and then I blocked it, and then I said to my partner, "What do you think? Should I add tassels?" And he said, "No, I don't think you should add tassels." So I didn't. That's why there are no tassels. But I did want to add tassels because I thought that this would keep, this bottom edge would keep rolling up. But so far, so good. It looks all right and it's not rolling. So let me put it on for you. Oops. Knocking things. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at this. I mean, with more wear, it might start rolling up. But I think it's gorgeous. I love the colours. The colours work so nicely. Yeah, I'm really, really, really happy with this mystery knit along. I don't always like the mystery knit along shawls, how they look, but this one is just beautiful. I'm so pleased with it. It was so much fun. And yeah, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? It's really nice. Some really interesting techniques going on. This bottom bit was really interesting. But yeah, I'm calling that done. That is finished now. So finally, my Geogradient is finished, which is wonderful news. Thank goodness, is all I can say. It was just sitting there with all these ends, and I was like, oh, I can't handle the ends, but I did it. I got there. I handled those ends. I got them in the end. Whew. But yes, that is finished and really, really pleased that it's done. Okay, on to the next section, which is my works in progress. Firstly, I have frogged my contrast blast socks. Yes, it is done. They're frogged. There's no question anymore. They are frogged. So they are now off the works in progress list. I still have the yarn in the project bag waiting over there, and I have found a new project that I really want to cast on using that yarn, and I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful. And it's going to make the yarn sing so nicely, and it's not going to be a tension issue. So as far as I'm aware anyway, I don't think it's going to be, but I'm really excited to do those. But I'm not going to cast them on just yet because there are other things that that I have done in the meantime. So on to the actual works in progress. The first work in progress that I have to show you is, oh my goodness, hang on, bear with me, is my wonderful, now this, I don't know why I'm showing you this again because I haven't done a lot, but here it is. It's the Dartmoor Sweater by Geogradient. As you can see, I've really not done a lot. I've done about another inch. I think I've got another inch to go before I then am happy to start the ribbing. I'm not entirely sure. I need to do another inch and then try it on again. But this, as I say, is the pattern by Geogradient, and as you can see, it's got this beautiful line, I can't think of any other way, ridge even, that goes along the back of the shoulders. It's beautiful. It is mohair and it is woolly and it's just wonderful. So the yarn is Drops Nepal, what I'm using anyway, and the colour is 0618. That is what I'm mainly holding, and I'm holding that together with, hang on, Drops Kid Silk mohair in colourway number, I don't know if you can see that, can you? 12. There you go. Trying not to shake, but I'm shaking. So I'm just holding these two together. So this is just making this colour a bit paler, and creating this really lovely sweater. I think it's gorgeous. It's going to be oversized. It's going to be cosy, and probably by the time I finished it, it's going to be boiling. So probably won't be able to wear it until winter, but I don't know. Anyway, that is where I'm at with it. So yeah, I would like to perhaps try it on again, I think, just to make myself a bit more comfortable about knitting further on it. I think that's what I need to do with this. But that is my progress. I have done a bit more. Yeah, I always seem to struggle when I get to stages where I've got to make a decision, because I'm just not quite sure what decision to make. It doesn't quite, that's where things start slowing down and the momentum starts to, yeah, pause. But I'm going to crack on. I will start the ribbing hopefully this week. I am away this weekend, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do in terms of, so it might be next weekend. I don't know. Anyway, that's for me to worry about. On to the next work in progress, which I think is this one. Yes, so it's in my lovely West Green Loft Yarns bag. Beautiful. And it is my Musselburgh hat. Where is my marker? Oh, here it is. Okay. So again, this is a similar situation in that I'm reaching a point. So this is my Musselburgh hat. The pattern is by Isolde Teague, and it's a fantastic pattern. It's so versatile and so much fun. But this is what I've done so far, and I'm not entirely sure how long I need to make it. So I need to dig out the pattern. I think I said this last week. I need to dig out the pattern and just double check how long I am actually making it before I keep on ploughing on, because I am starting to run a little short of yarn. I say run a little short, I'm not quite sure how much more I need, but I need to be a bit mindful of that to make sure I've got enough to decrease for the other crown. But this is how much I've done. Here's the marker here. There we go. I don't know what it was focusing on then. And then I've done about probably an inch and a half maybe. So yeah, just it's ticking over. This is bedtime knitting. The Dartmoor Sweater, it just kind of lives by the sofa, so I do it as and when. It's not, doesn't really have a specific time at the minute. But that is my Musselburgh hat. Okay, on to the final work in progress that I've worked on this week, and it is my lovely Rad Plaid Cowl. And again, this is another one that is just ticking along slowly. It's, yeah, it's a slow process, but if I show you the marker, here's the marker, you can see that I've probably done about the same amount on each of them, to be honest. It looks like it, doesn't it? But that's what I've done so far, and it's slowly getting there, to be honest. I think we're over the halfway mark if my measurements of just holding it up to my neck is enough to go by. I think I'm over the halfway mark on this now. So hopefully it'll be the home stretch, but I really love it. It's beautiful. The yarn I'm using is by Boscastle Yarn. So hang on. Oh yeah, that's a good one. So Boscastle Yarn, absolutely gorgeous yarn. Hang on, let me put that back in. So this is the first colourway. This is called Valency Valley, and it is just the most beautiful green. Excuse the yarn cozy. That's just neither here nor there. But this colour, the green colour in the middle, this is what I'm using. Beautiful. And then the other colour that I'm using is called Gorse and Granite. My apologies, the cake is an absolute mess, but there it is. And then this one I adore. This is called Crowdy, and this is the fluff. Beautiful. I love it so much, and I think the colours work so nicely together. Really, really good. So this was a kit that Tanya at Boscastle Yarn had put together for this pattern specifically, and such a good eye for colour, I've got to say. It's just gorgeous. I'm so pleased with it. So yeah, just another one that I'm just ticking on with as and when I get a moment. But we'll get there on it, we will. Right, okay, on to the cast on section. Now I do have two for you. I'm just going to have another sip of my tea. Hang on. I just love tea, I do. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one actually because, sorry for the rustling, hang on, a bit more rustling, hang on. Have I got what I need? Oops. No, hang on. Oh my goodness. Right, I've got what oh, it's red. I've got what I need. So, I have cast on another Musselburgh hat. Now, hear me out. The reason I have cast on this Musselburgh hat is because back in, I think it was September last year, my partner and I went to Bruges. It was just like a getaway that we needed to do, and it just so happened to be my birthday. But we just wanted to get away, and I visited a number of yarn shops. And at one of those yarn shops, I bought some yarn with the intention of making my partner a hat, because he's been after, he wants a pair of socks and he wants a hat. The pair of socks I made him a couple of years ago, but I used the wrong yarn. It was single ply and it was 100% wool. So it didn't last. They just destroyed themselves within a few weeks. It wasn't good. He was very upset. So I need to make him another pair of socks. I do have some more yarn for that, so that is great, but I just haven't done it yet. And with regards to the hat, he's been asking, he's a big fan of the San Francisco 49ers, the American football team. And for those who follow football, you will most likely know that the 49ers are in the Super Bowl this year. So in 2 weeks' time, they will be playing at the Super Bowl. He's very nervous because the last time they played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, they lost. And he's still very, very, very sore about that. But either way, he wanted a hat and he wanted San Francisco 49ers colours. So I said I'd make him one, and here it is so far. He said, we got to the shop and I said, right, okay, so they had the white, they had the red, they had like a goldy colour, and they also had black. And I was like, right, should we get all four just so that we've got a choice? And he said, no, I just want it in white and red. So I was like, fine, white and red it is. And then I started knitting this and he was like, oh, maybe that white stripe could be a black stripe. And I'm like, it's too late. I offered to buy all the colours. So this is now going to be the tester. This is going to be the example. And this will be what all future hats are modelled off for him. But yes, so this is what we've got. It is just simply a white hat with some red striping. Now the stripe sits quite high up because it's going to have a red, what's the word? A red ribbed brim on the hat that folds up. Musselburgh. So there's a lot of things. It's currently in stockinette stitch. Then at some point I need to change to I can do this, I need to change to, I'm going to change to 2x2 rib, I think. I was thinking 1x1, but I think 2x2, excuse me, might be better. So I need to change to that. I need to change to it before it flips up, and then it's going to flip back in true Musselburgh style, and then it's going to go part way back inside the hat, but then the rest of the hat, so the rest of the inside of the hat, I'm going to buy some fleece for, because he's asked it to be fleece lined. So that's what I'm planning. It's going to be a bit of trying to figure it out. And I can only really work on it when he's around, because I need to put it on his head to get an idea of where I need to change stuff. And yeah, but that is what I've done so far. It's nothing fancy. It is literally just a white and red striped hat at this point in time. But I'm really enjoying it. It is in DK, so it's knitting up really fast. And the yarn I'm using is the yarn I got from Bruges, and it is Lang Yarns Merino 120, so Merino Extra Fine Superwash. It's lovely, and there's the colour for this one, the red. That's the colour for the red. And then the white is the exact same, but there is the colour for the white. There you go. I'm really struggling to hold things up. I'm really shaky today, I don't know why. But so I'm really happy that I've cast this on. He's really happy. And now I've got it in my head I need to finish it before the Super Bowl, because then he can wear it. Although he probably won't, because we'll be indoors. But at least he'll have his 49ers hat, and he can wear it when we go to Wembley this year. Or we might not be going this year, actually. We're having a debate as to whether or not to go to the London Games this year. We've been most years, but this year I think we're kind of thinking, well, we could go, or we could probably save up and go to America and watch a game in America instead, which I think we're probably going to lean more towards. Yes, anyway, so that is what cast on number 1. I'm hoping it won't take too long to finish, but it just depends on how I can get my head around the workings of it. And then I also need to find some fleece that's the right colour. I'm not quite sure what colour fleece to put in yet. It'll either be a grey or a white, I'm not 100% sure, but things for me to figure out at some point, and obviously I will show you how I get on. But the next and final cast on that I have cast on this week is this. I'm not sure if you can see this very well, so I'll bring it closer. So this is a mitered square blanket, and if any of you follow Anne from Toby Knits, you'll know why I've cast this on, because Anne has released an absolutely wonderful tutorial on how to do mitered square blankets, so I highly recommend you checking out her channel. That's Toby Knits. She will be linked below, and she has expressed her love of the mitered square blanket. I've never done one. I've been really interested to do one, so I followed her tutorial, and I don't know why, but my squares look really small. I feel like they are really small compared to everyone else. I don't know. But yes, so that is what I've got. They are knit up in fingering weight yarn, because that is what I have the most of. And I've decided that I'm going to do, this is my new scrappy blanket. So I'm going to have 3 scrappy blankets on the go. But I think it looks really lovely, and I've kind of taken a bit of inspiration from Anne, and I'm going to do them with these lines going in different directions. So I'm going to do like a diamond or a square shape, if you will. See how I get on with that. But this is my first block. I'm calling it a block because I'm going to sew the blocks together. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But there we go. That is my first block. And yeah, this is going to be a scrappy blanket. So this isn't going to be shown every week in the weekly podcast. It will be shown, progress will be shown in my month-end wrap-ups. If you do want an update on this at any point, and you can't wait for the month-end wrap-up, just let me know, and I might see about putting it in with the usual format. But for now, it is a scrappy blanket, but as it is a cast on, here it is. Right, so that is that. On to the final section for the podcast, which is acquisitions. And I have no acquisitions to show you at the moment, but I do have some things that are coming, and I'm very, very excited about them. So the first one I have already told you about. It is the Cotton Cut Puzzle Mystery Quilt. I think that's what it's called. But Cotton Cuts, they basically, I will link them below. They basically run I think is it 10 months? I think it's 10 months. Every time I think I'm going to look this up before I do the podcast, but I didn't. I just got very excited because, again, Anne from Toby Knits, she did this last year. I think she's done it more than once though. And I watched her video on it and I thought, this is such an amazing idea. I really want to try quilting myself. And it just sounded like the perfect opportunity. So I did sign up for it. I am very excited and I am just waiting for it to get delivered because I ordered the entire thing in one. So I will get all 10 months of instalments in one package, but each month I will be emailed the pattern per section, if you will. So I'll still be taking part in the mystery part of it because I don't know how things are going to go together. And yeah, I'm very excited for that to arrive. So when that does arrive, I will delve into it a lot more and just give you a lot more information on it when that arrives. The other items, I'm going to class them as one because although they're coming from separate places, they are technically one, kind of. They are more knitting needles. So for those who, I'm not sure, basically, I'll show you here actually. I am a huge fan of ChowGoo needles. These are my ChowGoo red lace interchangeable needles. I've got the set. This is the cable. It's the best cable in the world. I love it. So I've got the complete interchangeable set. So it's got the small and the large sizes, and they're all this length. And then they also do 3 other sets, which are like additions to the set, if you will. And one of them is like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what I've bought. There's a blue, a red and a yellow. I've ordered the blue and the red set. So they're like the shorties and the minis, I think. I think that's what they are. So I've ordered those because they're the sizes that I'm going to use more. So I'll show you those when they come. But yeah, both sets, but from different places. But they kind of are completing my interchangeable ChowGoo obsession, if you will. So I'm very excited because I would like to use them for knitting socks and things like that. Knitting sleeves, although this sweater was knit flat, it wasn't knitting around. But yeah, you get the idea. Very excited for those to come as well. And I ordered those, I treated myself to those because I asked for money for Christmas from family and loved ones because, well, I mean, it's difficult because I love the gifts that people give us. But as we are really trying to cut down on the stuff in the house, we sort of said to everyone, if possible, we would prefer money or vouchers even this year, meaning 2023 Christmas, just because we're not 100% sure what we'd like. So we'd rather have that money and have it aside specifically for when we decide what it is from that specific, because I knew I wanted needles. It was either going to be a Tunisian crochet set or it was going to be a wooden interchangeable set or these extras for the ChowGoo set. So that's what happened. I've made my mind up and I've spent the money. So it's just worked a lot better because I got what I wanted and loved ones have contributed to something that I really, really wanted. So it just worked amazing and it's fantastic. So they are coming in, which is great. I have been so good and I have resisted buying yarn apart from the Along Avec Anna yarn from the other day, but that's fine because that was also Christmas money, so that's also fine. Anyway, I think that's going to be it. I'm just checking my notes. I've covered everything, so that's great. I am going to leave that there. So thank you so much for watching. As always, it means the absolute world to me. I hope you have an amazing rest of the day and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.